Good morning, my dear students. I hope you all are fit and fine. So, today we are going to start a new chapter as you can see on the screen. Chapter number 4, Microsoft Excel 2016. And please open your computer book and open your page number 40 of your computer book. You can see page number 40. On page number 40 you can see chapter number 4, Microsoft Excel 2016. And today we are going to discuss the concept of Excel. You all are aware of Microsoft Excel, as in the previous classes you were introduced to one of the most popular spreadsheet software, that is Excel 2016. That means Excel 2016 is also known as spreadsheet software, and in Excel a sheet is known as spreadsheet. So you must remember this, that spreadsheet software is basically Excel, and the latest version is 2016, and it is basically used to process complicated mathematical calculations and also to store, organize and analyze the data. So we have already learned the basic features in our previous classes about Microsoft Excel, right? And today in this chapter, the various ways to select and enter data, modify the cell contents, insert or delete columns, rows, etc., and autofill and flash fill features will be discussed. These will be discussed in our chapter number 4, right? So let us start. Please everyone focus on your computer book, page number 40. And we are going to start the first topic for today, that is selecting cell. This is very simple topic. You all must be aware that in Excel it contains rows and columns. The data is arranged in tabular form in rows and columns, and the vertical areas that are provided, that are called columns, and horizontal we have the rows. Rows are represented horizontally and columns are represented vertically, and intersection of a row and column is known as cell. You must remember, the intersection of a row and column is called cell. So the first topic is selecting cells. So please see your book. We often need to select group of cells to perform various operations such as copying, moving, inserting, deleting, etc. So if you want to select various cells, there are many ways of selection of a particular cell or a number of cells. What are the ways? Let us discuss. First is to select a row or column. If you want to select a row or column, you will just click on the row or column heading, right? Just click on the row or column heading and your row and column will be selected. Then second is entire worksheet. If you want to select the entire worksheet means spreadsheet, then you will press Ctrl plus A, okay? Or you can click on the select all button located on the top of the first row heading. There are two ways to select entire worksheet, either Ctrl plus A or select all button. Then third, to select adjacent rows and columns. Adjacent means that are neighbors of each other. To select adjacent rows and column, select the first row or column, then hold the shift key, and then you will select the next row and column. This is very easy, basic concept. Then last one is to select non-adjacent rows and columns. If you want to select non-adjacent means that are apart from each other, that are not together. So what you will do, you will click on the row or column, then hold the control key, and then you will select the other row or column. So basic difference between adjacent and non-adjacent row and column selection is that in adjacent row and column selection you will use shift key, and to select non-adjacent rows and columns you will use control key. And this is the basic difference, right? Then next topic is a very simple topic, entering numbers as text. Now if you want to enter any number as a text form, if a number is entered in the format 01481, Excel will drop the leading 0. To preserve the leading 0 required in case of telephone area codes, roll number, etc., type an apostrophe before the number. This is very simple. Suppose if you write a number as written in your book 01481, what will happen if you type this number in a cell and you press enter? Automatically 0 will be removed. according to Excel software. But if you want to preserve the zero, like a roll number is there, then what you will do, you will write the number with the apostrophe. You can see here, before zero a comma or a apostrophe has been added, and in this way your number is preserved. The data now treated as text and it is displayed in the same format. Typically, formula will treat the entry as a zero and functions will ignore it. Basic difference is this, that you have to add an apostrophe before writing a number starting with zero. This is very simple concept, right? Then we will move to next page. So this is your page number 41, as you can see on the screen, and we are going to discuss another simple topic, entering date and time. So in Excel you might need to enter date and time. In which format you will enter, we will be understanding the concept. Select the cell and type date and time. You will just select any cell and type the date and time which you want to type, right? Then you can separate date elements with the slash or hyphen. So there are two symbols that you can use to enter date. One is slash and other is hyphen. Or you can write like this also, like in your book it is written 11 October 2019. In this way also you can write the date. Excel recognizes and supports variety of date formats. To display the entered day in different format, select the cell containing the date. If you want to change the format of the date, you will select the cell, then click on the format drop down button in cells group. There is a format button, then select the format cell option. Okay, in the format cell option, choose the desired format of date. You will see many options and then you will choose the desired category. Similarly, you can choose different time format also. If you want to change the time, first you will type the time in another cell, then you will select the time, then you will go to format option again, and then from the categories you will choose the time. Desired time format you will choose, right? So this is very simple, entering date and time. Then students, we will be discussing the next topic, changing cell contents. Now this is a practical topic. We will be understanding this with the help of a practical module. I will show you practically how to change cell contents. So please, while watching the module practically, you have to keep your book open and page number 41 should be opened, and you can match the points also, right? So let us see how to change the cell contents. Changing cell contents. The topic is on page number 41 of your computer book. Please see. So, the characters and numbers typed in a worksheet can be seen both in a cell as well as on the formula bar. As you can see here, enter the contents and press either the enter key or enter button on the formula bar to accept the entry, like this. When you type in new data in the cell, the two buttons cancel and enter present on the left of the formula bar. You can see here and become active. Then replacing cell contents. How you can replace? You can edit the cell contents directly and replace them with a new entry. You can see here, open a new worksheet and type in the data like I have typed now. Select the cell and let us say D6. This is your D6 cell whose contents you want to change. Now type 65 here in that cell and press the enter key. Now note that the previous value 56 is replaced by 65. This is very simple. Then using edit mode, there is also edit mode given. Select the cell first, D6 I am selecting, double click on the cell. The insertion point will blink within the cell, right? Note that the edit mode is indicated on the left side of the status bar. Position the pointer at the desired place and change the contents. Press the enter key. The changes will be entered in the current cell. Notice the edit mode indicator changes to ready mode. We can also edit the cell contents in the following ways. Select the cell and then click on the formula bar. You can see here. Move the pointer to the position where you want to insert characters. Now make the required modification in the formula bar. Turn on overtype mode by double clicking the cell. When overtype mode is turned on, the cursor changes to blinking bar and the character to the right of the blinking bar gets highlighted. Press the insert key from the keyboard. Start typing in the cell. The existing character will be replaced with new characters. Now, everyone, please focus on page number 42 of your computer book. We are going to discuss the next topic, using undo and redo feature. I hope you know what are the meaning and what is the working of undo and redo feature. After making modifications in a cell, you may wish to cancel the changes and retrieve the previous data. Suppose you have changed something in a cell and you want to cancel that changes, then you will use undo option. So what does undo do? The last action performed, if you want to undo the last action performed, you will use undo button. Like this you can see on the quick access toolbar. If you want to get back to the changes, if you have changed something and you want the previous data, you will use undo button. And then is redo. The redo command is used. Quickly repeat the last action that you have undone using undo. If you used undo button and again you want to get back to the last action, then you will use redo command. So redo command is only used when you will use undo command. Then you can use the redo command to quickly repeat the last action. Right? To do so, click on the redo button on the quick access toolbar. So you must remember the symbols. Redo button is like the right side arrow and undo button is like left side arrow. So on the book you can see on page number 42 using undo button, figure 4.4 and figure 4.5 using redo button. So undo button you can see it is located at the top and redo button is also here. So both are different. Undo basically removes the last action you performed. If you change this total, it is written 82. If you change 82 and write 80, and if you use undo button, and 80 will change to 82 again. And suppose you have clicked the undo button and 80 is converted to 82, then if you click on redo button, then 82 will be converted to 80 again. So redo is used if you want to change the last action performed by undo. Both are related, right? And I hope you all know undo, shortcut for undo is Control plus Z and shortcut for redo is Control plus Y, right? So now we are going to discuss the next topic. Now you can see your book page number 43. The topic is inserting cells, columns and rows. This is also a practical topic. We will be discussing it practically. Then after inserting cells, rows, columns, we will move to the next topic on page 44. On page 44, this would be our last topic for today, that is deleting cells, columns and rows. We will learn how to insert and how to delete cells, columns and rows. This will be understood practically. So keep your books ready and please see page number 43 and 44 simultaneously. Inserting cells, columns and rows. It is on page number 43 of your computer book. So inserting blank cells. If you want to insert blank cells, select the range of cells where you want to insert blank cells. You should select the same number of cells as you want to insert in the spreadsheet. Like you can see. Now right click on the range and select the insertion option. You can see the insert option. Select the insert buttons in the cells group. Click on the insert cell option from the drop down list. You can see. In both the cases you will get the insert dialog box. There are 4 different options to choose within the dialog box. Select the desired option and then click on OK. You have seen the cells has been inserted. Inserting a column or a row. How to insert a column or a row? Select the column or cell to the left of which a new column is to be inserted. Here we have selected column E. You can see. Click on the drop down arrow of insert button in the cells group on home tab. And choose insert sheet columns option. You can see Excel inserts a blank column to the left of column E and shifts the entries of column E to column F. Then you can insert a row in the same way as you insert a column. Select the row or a cell above which a row is to be inserted. Then choose insert sheet rows option from the insert menu and you can see a row has been inserted. Now, on page number 44, we are having the last topic for today, that is deleting cells, columns and rows. How you can delete the cells, let us discuss. Deleting cells, columns and rows. Deleting cells. Select the range of cells to be deleted. On the Home tab, click on the drop down arrow of the Delete button and select the Delete Cells option. The Delete dialog box appears displaying 4 options. Choose appropriate option and observe the change. You have seen the data is deleted. Then deleting columns or rows. Select the column to be deleted by clicking on its header. Click on Delete drop-down menu in the Cells group of Home tab and select Delete Sheet Columns option. Right-click on the header of the selected column and choose Delete option. You can see it is being deleted. You can delete a row in the same way as you can delete a column by clicking on the row header and choose Delete Sheet Rows option from the option of Delete drop-down button. Right-click on the row header and choose Delete option. You can see the row is being deleted.